Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I welcome you, thank you. And if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. So in the past couple of videos, I've been sharing with you on how to look for a job in Dubai. But on today's video, I'll be sharing with you an interesting topic. How do you write a good CV? What does a good CV look like? And today I'm hosting a HR manager in Dubai. He's an expert and he's going to be answering all questions related to CV writing, all questions related to CV writing. And I'll share his URL here for LinkedIn so that if you want to contact him, you can always contact him. I'm not going to say much. Hope you enjoy and you learn something. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Edwin. I will be discussing and taking you through a journey of how to write a good CV. I've had the opportunity of being an HR manager where I handle recruitment back to back for different companies. But today the focus is all about you. Most candidates come into UAE with a resume or CV from their home country and doesn't really fit into the UAE labor market. To have a resume that stands out, first of all, you have to understand what recruiters are looking for in a CV or what employers are looking for in a CV. And this CV format have to fall into their expectation, not your expectation. Every resume or CV, as you may want to call it, should have a profile about you and should have a professional experience and an academic history. Let's take a CV like a building. Every resume must have a structure. The structure of your resume is like a house. You have to make sure you get in the right material for the house to stand firm. The same thing for a resume. The right content has to be in your resume. The first aspect of the resume that every employer or recruiter look at is the identification section, or you can call it your profile. What should be in the profile section is your name, your email address, your location, and your phone number. Now, when I talk about your location, I don't mean you go detail into the street, the building, the block. All of that is not necessary. What you should have is, for example, if you live in Dubai, you can say Dubai, UAE. That is fine. Your email address should be somewhat professional. I've seen a lot of candidates with wrong email address that piss or put off the recruiter. Your email address should be simple as your name at Yahoo, at Gmail, or at hotmail.com, whatever email address you want to use. Try not to make it sound too funky, not to distract the recruiter. Also, your personal profile. A lot of CVs come up with a section called a professional profile or personal profile. Using the word personal profile or personal or background is not relevant in this day and age. You can right away go into describing your personal profile. How does a personal profile sound like? A personal profile is an introduction about you. For example, you must say a professional profile is typically several sentences that summarize your goal, your ambition, and your next job. For example, you can say HR director with 15 years of human resource experience in pharmaceutical and maritime industry, fully knowledgeable in strategic HR, manpower planning, talent management, L&D, employee relations, compensation and benefit policies and procedure and payroll, adaptive to the work environment. That is an example I just read out to you. In your personal profile, you want the recruiter to have a capture of your background, of your experience. For example, you can say 10 years in sales. You can say a charismatic leader. If you're looking for leadership role, if you're looking for a marketing role, Always try by starting with the number of years you have in that career, and then break down into your knowledge base in that career. For example, if you're in sales or you're in marketing, you can say 10 years in marketing, knowledgeable in selling, meeting targets beyond. For example, if you have the target number, you can mention the number that in front of the profile. That gives the recruiter or an employer, it makes them interested in trying to dive into your resume. That aside, professional experience. What comes into your professional experience? Professional experience should start from the most recent to the oldest job you've handled. Most candidates actually start with the oldest job and go down to the most recent. The recruiter will be looking forward to seeing the most recent job that you have. It starts with one, the company name, location. Don't dive into the street. Location could be, for example, Dubai, UAE. That is enough. The period you work in that company, you could start from the year, start year and end year, or start year and month and end year and month. The position, the title. What was your title in the position? And there comes something very catchy. Most candidates tend to have a bullet point of the roles they've occupied previously. No, you should not bullet your roles. You should describe the role. For example, for a marketing assistant job, if you go online or Google, marketing assistant is the same everywhere in the world. Most often than not, candidate tends to copy job responsibility online and paste on their resume. I bet you're going to find someone that have the same content as job responsibility like you. And if a recruiter identifies this error, automatically they reject the resume. So how would your resume stand out? One is to mention the position, your position, and describe the role in one sentence, not more than 3 to 4 lines. Then comes your accomplishment. Accomplishment is where you need to bullet or number the accomplishment. How does a brief about the job sound like? One paragraph only in a sentence form lists up to max 5 key areas of your role and who you report to. Let's talk about the accomplishment. I say you have to bullet the accomplishment. The accomplishments sound like the problem in the company, your solution, and the impact. What was the problem you solved? And what was the impact on the company? For example, we'll go back to the marketing role or the sales position. You could say achieve targets of X amount, let's say of 2 million dirham monthly, which had an impact on the overall revenue of the department for the quarter or for the year. You can say met target for 2020, which led to an improvement in the revenue of the company. Or you can say increase customer base from 20 to 50. Or you can say add new customers profile from 10 to 50. You have to come up with numbers. You have to come up with what you actually did. It's quite easy for a salesperson to flash in those numbers and those figures. Now, if you're not in sales, you are in admin, you may come up with things that you've done relating to organization, filing, documentation, or maybe reduction in customer complaint, or maybe increase in, or you come up with an idea that reduces the time it takes to finish a task, which led to an improve in total work performance. That's an example of an achievement. The academic history should not be at the top. It should be at the last part of your resume. First, you start with the degrees. After the degrees, you start with the highest degree. If you have a PhD, start with the PhD. If you have a master's, start with the master's, then your BSc. Then after that, you go to your professional certification. Professional certification comes with the most recent certification to the least recent certification.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and you've learned one or two things. On future videos, we'll be sharing so much content about Dubai and CV and jobs and business. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Thank you.